What is going on, tribe? How are we all doing today? How the devil are we all doing today on this fine and fantastic Tuesday? Are you the only one getting lower scores than IG90 without it? Clarkson, I don't think so, brother. Is your IG90 the same level as your Luke? Luke! Hey, Marcus, how you doing? DCB fan, how are you? Steve, how are you? If you're hoping/expecting IG90 to improve your Coliseum rewards scores, be ready for a little bit of disappointment. Statement. Disappointment. Yeah, definitely. Drop my total damage output by 50%. That is wild. Good thing CG isn't on vacation. Well, the thing is, it's not necessarily bugged. Like, the summoned units are supposed to scale off the most recent marquee unit in your team. So if he's a lower level than your Luke, it's just going to make your scores worse. Which is kind of dumb. I love Colosseum. I don't want to play anything else in Swigger. I don't think that you're being honest there, Bogdan. Once you match IG90 level with Luke, we'll help you get better scores in Tier 2 since he'll bump you back up to 5 characters. Your scores will only be low if you don't pay for each new tune. Title Tone, thank you for the resub, brother. 24 months, 2 whole years, bro. Oh, dear me. Do excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. That came from my boots. Came from my boots. Yeah, so I haven't even done the event. I've done it on my alt account, but I've not touched it on my main. Oh, I forgot to finish climbing in Fleet Arena. That was dumb of me, wasn't it? I really should have finished climbing in Fleet Arena. Ooh. Well, I can't really afford to do that. I cannot really afford to be doing that. Maybe we just hold on to them for now, or it's probably best for me to make sure that I get these. That'll do for now, pig. That'll do. Nothing there. Let's buy the prestige. Prestige worldwide. Any rare ships? Not rarely. That's a good point, actually. I did do... See, that's just garbage. Why would you do that? Why, oh why would you do that? Just need to get a few things a-flowing. And we will get things a-going. I will never understand. There are no words. Let's get it. Alright. Pardon me. Sorry about that. Don't have to play Colosseum every day for max score. No, exactly. Just get in there once and do it once. Still Hawk, how are you? Mr. Farron had pretty much the opposite effect where I'm close to 90k damage each time. Is that good or bad? Ketstock coming in with 10 gifted community subs. Thank you so much, sir. Why did you do this? I appreciate you. Thank you, bro. Ketstock, you legend. Absolute legend over here. Let's get some likes on this stream. Hell yeah, I can support that activity. 100%. Oh my. I should probably spend... Ketstock, you're a legend, dude. Should probably spend this energy before we jump onto the main account. The main vein. Can't tell if that's my fan or if it's absolutely chucking it down with rain outside. What GP should you stop buying Lightspeed tokens for error currency to start buying the R10 materials? I can't answer that question for you, I'm afraid. You kind of have to come to the conclusion yourself. At what point does it make sense for you to push for R10 mats? If you don't have any R9s, don't worry about the R10 mats. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's jump over onto the main. Lost his motion. Only 2.6 mil. I know, right? Yeah, that is my fan. My fan is going crazy right now. Just logging into the main vein. What's going on, Ravith? Whale harder for me, Daddy. Carthrick, we will not be whaling. I'm gonna be crystal bombing. Because it's Christmas. It's Christmas. So I'll get the $30 pack and I'll get the Surge pack, and we're gonna hope for the best. £30 pack, Surge pack, and hope for the best. That's how we're gonna do it. Alrighty. Alrighty. Whale harder, Daddy. Let's go. Let's gain those thingamabobs over here. And all this stuff as well. Oh, it gives you an Afro team. Isn't that nice? Wonderful. Wonderful. Congratulations, Snoover. Is CG aware that we can't find flawed signal data? I believe they are aware, yes. It's a bug that... It must be in one of their builds recently, where they're throwing out stuff, and then they're like reintroducing it. It's like they fix it, and then they reintroduce the bug. They did the same thing with Jocasta New, and they did it with... and they did it with this missing signal data bug, right? It's not missing from the game, it's just missing from the search fields for some reason. Alrighty. Get him up to level 19. Aren't we lucky? Yeah. That's just going to actively lower my score in Coliseum. Thank you, Teriyaki. Second ever red crate secured. Hell yes. I sure hope the Stanger is good without Spider-Maul. Slaying alive? I hope so too, buddy. I hope so too. Claim this stuff, and claim this stuff, and over here we got this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Whoop, whoop. Wonderful. It only cost me $80 to take IG to 77, about a third of the cost of Luke. That's huge, bro. I mean, it's still a lot of money, don't get me wrong. But at least it's not like 300 like it was previously. That's something, right? Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. Nailed it. Okay. Right, I'm going to go to the web store, I guess, and buy that $30 pass. Oh, first we'll promote him. First, we promote him. This is my third stream here. Is that right? And I'm enjoying it much more than Arnold Screaming, although he's entertaining to some extent. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying your time here. That's all I can say, buddy. You're always welcome around here, Clarkson. Every day. Extra 10 shards there. Wonderful. Alright. Let's go up onto the old web store arena. Let's, I want to earn that coaxium. I want to earn the coaxium. That's what I want. Because the coaxium, especially with the anniversary coaxium heist thingy, is actually pretty sexy. It's actually pretty sexy, just like yours truly. Alright. Cool. Get that pack. Personally, I preferred bald Welshmen. Me too. Me too. Bald Welshmen are far superior. In every respect. I'm sure you'll all agree. Right? Right? What's going on, Aatrox? How you doing, buddy? I assume the next marquee will climb up again, run close to 150 to 200, but then number 4 should be cheap again. The overflow mats and placing decent in Colosseum out the rip made this one a bit cheaper. Fair, Carth. Fair. That's fair. Alright. We are going to be picking up the Surge Boost Pack, ladies and gentlemen. The Surge Boost Pack. Shortly, so I need everybody to pray to RNGesus. Everybody needs to pray to RNGesus so that we get some decent pulls. Just Matrix reload it. But aren't all Welshmen bastards to a certain extent? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think we're all beautiful. On the inside and out. You're mean, Teriyaki. You're mean to me. Why are you so mean? Alright. That's not what I want to be farming at all. Where is it? There we are. 9F. Get it. Alright. What am I doing? Oh, yes. We picked up the pack. We picked up the pack. We should be able to promote. No, not quite. Let's... Okay, here we go. We are going to pull the big boy shards, ladies and gentlemen. So everybody, cross your eyes, your fingers, your nose, your toes, your nostril hairs if you really can. Pretty much anything that can be crossed. I need you to cross it, okay? Because I would like to pull the big 330s. I'd like to pull the big 330s, please, okay? Let's go for it. Don't do me wrong. Don't do me wrong. Alright, it's a Swevin. It's a Swevin. It's a 5, I hate you. With every fiber of my being. It's a Swevin. It's another 5. Oh my god, we're getting fucked in the ass. It's a 7. It's a Swevin. It's a Swevin. A 10. Okay, that makes up for one of the 5s. A Swevin. A Swevin. And now for the last one, guys. The last pull. A 12. Hey, there we go. I'll take a 12. That kind of makes up for those 5s that we had. We had a 10 and a... We had a... What do we have? So -2, -4. And then we had a +3. So we're at -1. And then we had, you know, like a +5. Cool. We ended up on top, kind of, ish. Promote. 68 out of 85. Got there eventually. Got there eventually. The good old Swevins. The good old... Oh, it's Revan. Hi, Revan. Go on, just defeat the units. Yes, good. Revan's got a really deep voice, hasn't he? Ooh. As of now, trying to get the relic for Chopper from the anniversary quests. Good. Good for you. So that... We need another pack, don't we? God damn it. We need another one. IG90 looks so slick. Like a vintage sports car with a hot rod paint job. He's the Iron Man of this world, I guess. You like this hero a lot, do you, Tadana? Is it because you like the color red? Or am I the hero that you like? He hits like a truck. Good to know. Get all of the stuff, please. All of the stuff, please. I would like all of the stuff. Joy. Joy is mine. Okay. So, for me to actually... What are these from? Wait, where did I get these Bronzium Lightspeed tokens from? Anybody know where I got these from? Because I have no clue. Where did I get this from? Oh, the free episode, the episode pass. That makes more sense. I guess we'll have an IG86 Sentinel droid. I wasn't paying attention. I just got a new relic through unit. That was high value. That was high value. I might as well, you know, apply all this. Look at all my G penis, guys. Got to use that on Hu Yang? Yeah, that is huge value. Alas, my Hu Yang is already Relic 8. Do you want 10 carbonite circuit boards? Let's get it. Okay. Oh, I can level him up. Oh, to 24. Hold up. What level's my Luke? My Luke is 27. I was wondering what was going wrong then. I was like, excuse me? Excuse me? Baking powder? That's a huge G penis. Let's go. IG90 was looking a little bit grey there. It's looking a little bit feeble. A little bit feeble. Alright, let's see how good we perform. I guarantee you we drop performance. What's going on, Bay? How you doing, buddy? Guarantee you we do worse than last time. Or maybe we won't. We do far superior to last time. That's what I meant. When I said worse, I meant far superior. Suck 'em dry. Oh, we're not going to be able to clear the wave, are we? 80%, 84%, 87, 91, 93, 96. Ah! Come on. Nailed it. Just about managed to beat tier 3. Tier 2, rather. I don't think that's enough. I think I need to get 100 of those. I managed to unlock fully Zeta and R9, both Leia and Ahsoka, within a span of 2 weeks. Still missing the ultimate on Ahsoka, though. Get that at ultimate, Kamix. Get the ultimate, buddy. Get the ultimate, buddy. Character quests. Stuff and things. Alright. Okay. So who do we level up now? Luke or the droid? Pass. Pass. Technically, you should probably just focus on getting one up, but you should be able to get them both to about the same position. What do I need? Yeah, I need 30 more of those. You know, I need to get... How many more stars do I need? Alright. Fingers crossed, guys, that we get a 7 pull. Fingers crossed that we get a 7, not a 5. Hey, we got the 7. That lets us take him up to the next star. Level up the droid. The summons are based on IG90. Yeah, but you can just not take in IG90, and then it'll be based on Luke. You know? Oh, this will let me level him up further. Pew, 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 pew. These relic changes really help with the GL farms. Thank you, Karth, for the believing in the Swevins. You did it for us, buddy. I think this will be enough for me to get him up a level. Well, it's not based on the lowest character, it's based on the most recent character. It's based on the most recent one. See, this is the dumb thing, is I could use that and take him to 27, or I could use this and take him to 28, and technically taking him to 28 would be better. But I'm not going to, I kind of want to level them up a bit, about the same time, you know? There we go. So now I'm missing this crap. Hey, Foot, we're doing pretty good. How you doing today? Finished Ahsoka's requirements and unlocked something. More error levels lowers Roar of the Crowd. Roar of the Crowd! Pew 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 pew. Ah! Oh, come on, you douche. Before you level up too far, might want to know you can change your leaders now too. Oh, that's good to know. Not sure whose leadership is better? I haven't even looked. Haven't even looked. Oh, I can take one person up a level. Okay, so the brains at the start of battle, rebel allies gain... So we're gaining 10% crit chance, crit damage, defense, max health, max protection. Those things aren't going there. Rebel ally has more than 50% health. They have 100% defense. Whenever they use an ability on their turn, they expose the target enemy. I don't think we're getting any exposes. Leader. All dark side droids and dark side bounty hunter allies gain... I think... the squad that we are taking in is predominantly dark side. I think Luke... I suppose Yoda and Chewie are also light side, but you don't use them past the first stage. Technically, it might even be... IG's leadership might actually be slightly better. Just because it's a higher crit chance and higher crit damage, but Luke's has got more survivability. I think, that's tough. That's tough. I don't know whose is better. Ugh. Why would you drop IG? Beg your pardon? Do, 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 do. The free anniversary characters help so much in the journey guide? In the journey guide? Oh, the lightspeed tokens, you mean? Yeah, they're awesome. That is a good addition. Hopefully you saw my video on how to unlock them all nice and easy. Nice and easy. What am I looking for? Oh my god, I still desperately need flawed, don't I? Still desperately need flawed. You can't complete the level with without a full squad. As soon as you lose anyone, they severely throttled your damage output. Ah, that's the roar of the crowd, yeah. So yeah, we can try and throw an IG90 as the lead, but I think Stormtrooper Luke is the better lead. My instinct tells me Stormtrooper Luke is the better lead. Yeah, you see all that extra damage? They did all that extra damage because we lost that 100% defense for having over 50% health. So yeah, definitely better to be Luke's leadership, at least for the Dryax. Alternate targets don't do the call attack. You will live longer. Alternate targets and don't do the call attack. You will live longer. Okay. So swap between hitting them. And never use the call attack? Okay. People are missing because we're on tier 3 and you lose a character. Who would I... yeah, let's just do this. Use his second special, not the mass attack. His second special is the mass attack. This is first special, this is second special. I think AoE should be fine. Counter-attack is real. I feel like I'm going to die now anyway, so I'm going to mass attack over here. Slightly higher. Got into the 20s. $27. It's a little bit more. Little bit more. We've got 100 extra of these esque ability modules. Not too bad. Do. Number 25 streak. Is that 25 watch streak? Congratulations, buddy. Congratulations, buddy. Yeah, we got pretty close to that next tier. But I can't really... I mean, maybe we get lucky with thingamabobs, but even if we do, that next tier is going to give us 1 level up. And I don't think that's really significant. I don't think that's really particularly significant. So where is he? He's over here. Yeah, we're at 10 out of 100, so we'll hit 7 stars by the end of the event. Not that stars really give you much of a boost in terms of performance, outside of, you know, very minor stat upgrades. It'll come later on. Dryax guys are the worst. They got a lot of damage output, that's for sure. They got a whole lot of damage output. Got a whole lot of damage output for you, baby. Got a whole lot of damage output. A whole lot of damage output. Don't mind me. Just vibing with it today, tribe. Oh, my lord. My back. My back. It's hurting. Alternating back and forth is way better, holy. I think it must have... I didn't bother reading the mechanics, I'll be real. I find the game mode at this point in time to just be uninspired. I don't care about these, like, micro progressions when I know that at the end I'm just gonna get all the things to get to level 65 anyway. Well, technically speaking, I should get everything to get the characters to 70. Because I'll be wailing on getting the shards up, you know? So I find it hard to enjoy Coliseum at the moment, I'll be honest. I'll be honest. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure if I was like level 75 on all these units, I'd be like, you know, big ball in it, but that's not how we're rolling right now. That is the correct way to do this battle. Good job. Thank you, Tadana. You're welcome. Got lucky with 15 shards, just one pack for 4 stars instead of 3. Hey, nice, Santander. That's awesome, bro. If their health isn't even, it ramps their damage and they cause armor shreds on their roll. Good to know. Thank you. Good to know. Are there people who legitimately like Colosseum? I'm not sure, buddy. Maybe some people will sound off in the chat. Anybody in the chat enjoy Colosseum as a game mode? Inquiring minds need to know. And make sure you do hit a like on the stream if you can, please, ladies and gentlemen. You like the rewards. You like the rewards. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we all tend to like rewards in general. You know? It's currently put me at 18th. I will not be staying at 18th. I will drop all the way out. I will drop all the way out. Because I imagine it's just that there's only been 2 hours into this. And most of the big wigs up here haven't even shown up yet. Let's see. Yeah, he's got a level 55 one. Level 55 6-star IG90. No, but you like the rewards in top 10? I mean, that's fair. I would too. I would too. Currently at 330k damage in tier 6. Nice. Can I skip leveling the droid and just not add him to the Colosseum fight? You could just not add him. It will hurt your progress though. What's going on, Mustafa? Footboys despises it. Fair enough. Enjoy is a strong word. I don't mind it. I have read battle mechanics for everything in a long while. I actually did for these bosses. Oh, fair. Yeah, no, I didn't. They should add some sheep in there for our Welsh friends. Yeah, why not? Check the global. Name is Cabito. TK421. Yep, he's big dick in it. TK421 over here. He's likely also big dicking it. Big boys over here, 80 and 77. Yep. You don't want to be in a shard with those guys. Sigma, Sons of Windu, Last Crusaders, Anzac Vanguard, Big Chbosky, more Chromium, Legion of the Eternal Empire, Black Sun Heroes, Call to Insanity, Vanguard of Disotter. Video. Conquest community rewards just dropped. Yes, they did. They were rather nice. I enjoyed getting those extra shards. Only as a means to actually use them in the new units as a free-to-play player in a current game mode, and not lost down at the bottom of the roster for months, if not years. That's nice, Hexen. See, that's one of the... You know, you're one of the first people that I've spoke to from the free-to-play community that's enjoying this as a game mode. It's nice to see that there are some people that take positives from it, you know? I like that. I support this message. Just now to go before GAC lock-in. Absolutely, guys. Don't forget, you've got your GAC lock-in. It's got this constant resave roster button. You can go wild with it. You didn't spend on IG, just on Luke. Fair. Fair. I'm in your error shard, Scribe. You just can't see me, though, because I'm not in the top 50. I won't be for long, Cybix. I won't be for long, buddy. I will soon be kicked out. I usually hover around, like, the 50 to 60 range. Just so that I can get, like, 300 error currency stuff. So, eventually, we're nearly halfway there to a Relic 10. We are nearly halfway there. Whale on everything. Problem solved. Karth. We don't all embrace the credit card debt. Don't forget to remove... Oh, to remod? Yeah, that's not happening. That's not happening. I've got my shitty mods in for 3v3. So we will... like, I'm not going to try and remod now. I've got a remod running in Hot Utils at the moment, but as usual, it's taking an age. And I really need to remod my 3v3 setup as well. Which I believe I did run. I did run a 3v3 setup, but we've got an hour left, and every time that I try to do a remod in the last hour before a lock-in, shit goes south. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I could try and do it, but I think we would just end up not being able to get the mods locked in time, and then I will have angry tears running down my face. Beep boop boop, beep boop boop, bim ba bim. So we're going to be heckin' rich after this event. I mean, based on what I'm hearing, quite a few people have not dropped as much money in order to get this IG90 boy leveled up. I imagine we'd still see a similar amount of people getting their shards all the same. Remodding sucks. As a free-to-play player, I do enjoy the aesthetic of Coliseum, but I'm just not a fan of it being gated behind error characters, and the system is built to climb Colosseum ranks and rewards. That's the crappy part. Well, I mean, if we could use our whole rosters in Coliseum, then the purpose of the game mode has been lost, right? It's supposed to put everybody on an equal starting point, right? So if you give access to mods, if you give access to your whole roster, then nobody is on an equal footing at the start, right? That was CG's angle for their game mode. There's like, you know, it's supposed to be for everyone, a new whale or an old whale. If you start being able to use anything, then that is immediately lost. You know? Now, don't get me wrong, if we could just use our normal roster, it would be fine. I'd quite happily take in my R9 Galactic Legend teams and just destroy face. But it's not how they wanted to do it. You're just doing the shards going forward, myself? That's fair, Monel. Is it better to funnel error levels onto one character or alternate? You need to get both up, really. Agent Tequila. You need to get both up because it lowers the roar of the crowd unique. You spent some money, 7-star for Luke and level 55. Got enough shards to get IG to 7 stars, but got to take him to level 45 with the materials I've been getting using Luke. Had to spend 1200 crystals on OP. What's OP? Sorry, Victor? Oh, the currency. Yeah, upgrade currency. Gotcha. Love the idea of rented characters. How could you make the new raid Coliseum that accounts for all the GLs, Mordalore, and CLS Termita Gungans? Well, they wouldn't, would they? Like, we would break it immediately. It would be, like, literally, the content that they put out would be beaten within the first 5 minutes. Because there'll be people like me that would just be like, yeah, I'll take in a full Relic 9 Pirate King Hondo team. And I'd just go auto and beat all of the work they've put into it. This way, they've got a really controllable environment. They're like, oh, these bosses that we make, we don't have to worry about the synergies of 300 different characters and 10 years of power creep. We only have to worry about how do we make these bosses difficult for low-level characters, because that's all that's going to really be facing them in the interim. With no mods, you know, no Omicrons need to be active, none of that. It makes it a really easy place for them to just put bosses, and we can't just immediately break it. That's fair, Noah. Yeah, that's fair, bro. Like, you'll be able to farm them in 3 months and just get them then. So, do you know what would be salt in the wound is when these error characters come available for GAC? It's 3v3 season. It's always 3v3, bro. You know that. What's going on, Rye? How you doing, dude? It's always 3v3. It always feels like it turns out to be 3v3, right? Always feels like it turns out to be 3v3. We get a new datacron set. Time for 3v3, right? Time for 3v3. We get, you know, new legendary unlocks. Oh, it unlocks like the day after GAC lock-in. It's never fun. You will eventually spend enough currency to get all the characters in the era to 65. Yes. If I put IG 0 to 15 and Luke stayed the same. Yep. Exactly, gnomes. So by the end of it, provided you are doing your Coliseum battles and you are turning up and you are unlocking all of your marquees, you don't have to spend money on those marquees, just get them 3-star. By the end of the era, everyone will be level 65. Why can't we test the characters in the larger game? I don't know. Like, they don't want us to? It's a curious choice. I imagine there's probably some nuance to the coding. Maybe they couldn't get the coding to work correctly. I'm not sure. So far, it's been very worth it for me, staying top 10 in my shard and buying the light speed token. Farming speeds have gone up so much. Fair, Victor. Fair. I'm not saying that it doesn't have value. It just, like, it's just outside of my appetite to spend money on it. Like, I'm doing the levels already, yeah. But I just don't feel the desire to spend it on... sorry, I'm doing the shards. I just don't feel the desire to spend it for the era currency. You just killed a boss with IG in the squad in Coliseum. Is this a dream? It is a dream! Welcome to the dream state. Welcome to the fugue state. Do do ba do do ba do do. You're getting like 100 to 300 currency. So getting those Erodium Lightspeed tokens helps. I'm getting usually 300 currency a day. I'm usually in that sort of, what is it, 31 to 60 bracket. Just don't bring lower level era characters to the Colosseum, so your summon characters stay at a higher level. Yeah, but at a certain point, that's going to cap you because the roar of the crowd is going to impact you. You might as well just spread your levels. You might as well just spread your levels. Because the roar of the crowd unique is always going to be a pain in the bum. Where is it? This thing over here. The damage of this unit is decreased and increased as points are earned. Damage this unit receives is decreased as points are earned. So this scales off of your error levels, right? This scales off your error levels, and it only counts for marquees, not the summoned units. So in order to climb higher, you need to have the actual marquee units. Basically. Do 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 do. Is the amount of people who have spent on these characters reduced as time go on? Don't know. We haven't seen the metrics yet. Obviously, IG90 has only just come out. We'll have to check to see how many IG90s we have at the end of the marquee, particularly how many we've got at 7 stars, because that is kind of like an indicator of how many people have spent on the shards. Then we can also cross-reference with like the error levels of the characters, how much people have probably maybe spent money on those characters. It's hard to say exactly. We won't really be able to tell the exact amount. We won't be able to tell exactly. Free-to-play player might benefit from more targeting one marquee until they reach Colosseum tier 4. I don't think, like, you would have to, if you're hitting tier 4, you're going to have to be spending real-world money. So a free-to-play player is not going to get that. Like, you won't get that high just yet. You shall be capped in the ass. Boop a doo boop a doo doo doo. At least I don't think you'll get that high. I don't think you'll get enough of the right types of materials, right? Do do ba do do. No chance you are free to play and hitting tier 4. Just hit 40% of tier 2 as a free to play. 40%, baby, let's go. Yeah. Are you still positive free-to-play players? Yes, I'm 100. TB, it's confirmed. It is confirmed that that will be the case. Now, you do have to play. You do have to play in Colosseum. You do have to play every marquee when they come out. Because it's a combination of the marquee rewards that you get from the characters and the hitting the various tiers of the various Coliseum bosses gives you enough materials to get up to 65. 65? If you keep all the currency from IG for Luke, I think you'll get him to a good level. It doesn't give you the higher tier rewards. So you might be able to go from like 15 to 24, 25 instead of having both of them. But like it doesn't give you those higher tier rewards. Like the rewards you get, the materials you get from IG give you enough to take him straight up to 15. If your Luke is already 15, you can't use those to get Luke to go to 20. It doesn't give you the right type of rewards or enough. And that's probably one of the reasons why they're giving us so many different types of rewards, so many different types of gear pieces, is so that they can very deliberately stagger the thresholds of levels that you get to with each marquee to deliberately slow down our progress in Coliseum so that people will spend money on error levels. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. They've baked in a frustration mechanic, basically, to get people annoyed at the fact that they're not progressing. But then there's this constant little flashy button over here that says, hey, buy these materials, you get more error levels straight away. It's only $5, it's only $10, it's only $15, it's only $20. And then all of a sudden you've spent $200 on error levels that you don't actually need because you'll get those error levels for free. So I don't agree with the business practice. I think that it is deceptive. I think it's deceptive, and I think it's deliberately misleading. If I'm being brutally honest. Stuck at 36, and online to get to 37 is 50 Dawn. That I can't get without cash, or hitting a new level in Colosseum, which I can't do. I'm stuck at 36, and online to get, on track to get 37. I'm not sure what you're saying there, Rockerin. Sorry, bro. How come IG was able to go straight to 15, but Luke was way lower? Yes, that's exactly right, TB. Like I said, they're deliberately capping how high you can get without spending money with every marquee. So Luke starts off, you get him level 5. Throughout the week of Luke, you'll probably get him to 15 if you're playing regularly. Just in time for IG90 to come in. IG90 will go not level 5 at the start, straight to 15. At the end of the week, everybody who's free to play could probably get IG90 up to level 24, 25, and Luke. Because you're performing better in the Colosseum, and you're getting more and more rewards, and those are gradually giving you enough to level up those characters, right? That's the idea. And then we'll have the next marquee come out, and he'll probably start at level 25. And over the week, you'll probably end up at 35. And then the next marquee character will come out, and he'll go straight to 35. And so on and so forth all the time, and cycle and cycle and cycle until you get to Vader, and you end up at level 65. That's it. Like it's a deliberately, it's on rails, basically, guys. It's on rails. And that whole time, there's always the option to spend money on error levels. And that's what they're hoping, that people get frustrated with having to wait, so that they just, you know, spend the money. Spend the money to get the levels and get better Colosseum rewards. Correct, Roy. Yeah. Only got your Luke to 14, not missing anything free to play with no gem spent. Oh, there you go. So if I get this well, the next marquee will give tier 2 mats. Fourth marquee will give tier 3 mats. Potentially. I can't remember. It's all data mined. It's all there in the data mines. They're just pissing off a lot of people in the meantime. I mean, yeah. Yeah, there's been a lot of fire, there's been a lot of pitchforks, baby. There's been a lot of fire and pitchforks, we know that much. But you know, they could have avoided at least some of it if they'd have just, you know, put a little bit more communication out about it. Put just a little bit more communication. And people likely wouldn't have been quite so peeved. If we, for instance, have Luke and IG at 20 to 25, we can only get the next character to 25 and nothing for Luke and IG and so on. Yes, basically, but those... So... Yeah, so the new marquees should basically come out at the same level that you have your older marquees at. But then with the new marquee, because you've got an extra unit, you're able to perform much better in Coliseum, right? Because you'll lower the impact of Roar of the Crowd, which is basically capping your damage based on the error level, the combined error levels of all your marquees. Yeah? So because you've added an extra 25 levels, it's going to lower the impact of Roar of the Crowd, which means you'll score higher, you'll clear more tiers. Those tiers give you rewards to level up your units gradually. And because we're changing bosses each day, we're going back, we're getting more rewards each time you're doing it. And you're using those rewards to level up your characters so that when the week comes round and you're back to the first boss, you can start hitting new thresholds again. And then there'll be a point where you can't do any more. You're waiting for the new marquee. The new marquee comes in, gives you 35 extra levels in your error levels, lowers Roar of the Crowd. You can start pushing up and step and step and step, right? $100+ people spent money in my bracket. CG is making bank. Yeah, they're definitely making bank. 100%. Like we did some rough pigeon math, and they've made at least $1 million off Luke. Off Luke. Just Luke. Do you think Meathead just mistakenly wasn't as transparent as he could have been? Or was it on purpose? Because he usually is. I think from CG's perspective, they'll say that they were as transparent as they needed to be. They said, hey, by the end of the era, you'll have all your free-to-play characters at level 65. They didn't lie. They did say that in their original post. What they didn't say is how. What they didn't say is how you would get to level 65. And how you get it to 65 is to basically wait until the end. Right? You're just going to have a very slow, gradual leveling process. And then you're going to constantly have this FOMO flashing in your face saying, if you just spend a little bit of money, you'll climb higher in Coliseum. But the only way to do that is to spend money. Spent money on Luke, 55. I can get material to get IG to 50 from the arena, but I can't progress more than what I've spent money on for already. So legit, a cap. You get as far as you spend. Pretty much, Victor. Pretty much. But the way they look at it is, you didn't spend really for the error levels. You spent for the Colosseum rewards, because those error levels are free anyway. You'd get those for free. You know, you spent to get better rewards in Coliseum for that period of time in which Luke was in the Coliseum. That's the way that they're going to look at it. Is there a giveaway today? No, there isn't, Sol. Sorry, bro. No giveaway today, I'm afraid. We're supposed to level up to 25 with this marquee, or am I wrong? By the end of... yeah. So, I imagine that by the end of the marquee, you'll get him to 25. Before we get whoever's next. I don't know if it's Choda or... It's not Barris. It's either Choda or it's Asajj next. I can't remember. And if someone spent more money, your money spent is just wasted. Pretty much. It really depends on how whale heavy your shard is. It really depends on how whale heavy your shard is. It's kind of why I'm not engaging. Kind of why I am not engaging. Boom, ba, ba, dum. Your lights in the back look like they expand and shrink when they light up, which is really cool. Yeah, it's because they're just flashing, and I've got a shallow depth of field on the camera. So the camera makes it look a little bit blurry back here. See how my hand isn't in focus? Or you can see the Star Wars light back here, which you can't even read because it's out of focus. But yeah, I like it. I like it. They're all just like flashing different colors and different shades. Agreed, rule of two. Upgrade mats today, so not sure how that works. Because you'll be beating tiers of the Colosseum thanks to thanks to the fact that Roar of the Crowd isn't affecting you so much. Does the shard change, or are they locked in forever? No, the shard will change every new era. So you'll be locked in this one until we're done completely with this era. And then when the next era comes in, then you'll be in a new era shard. And you'll have to see just how many people are feeling particularly whale heavy. Do I change the lights every once in a while? I haven't changed these lights in ages. Not since I moved to this house. Like, these ones back here are new when I moved into the house because my last ones broke when I took them off the wall. No worries, Jay. No worries, bro. Through yours and other guides, I finally suffered through the pirate feat in Sector 5. Now finished my first hard mode red crate. Hey, good stuff, Rebel. Proud of you, bro. Good job, brother. Good job, brother. Enjoy your red crate. My anger at this system would be exponentially less if I could just use the error characters outside the error system. I want to be able to use Stormtrooper Luke in GAC now. I find it shady. Yeah, it's a bit weird. It's a bit weird. On a different note, how am I? I'm really good, thank you, Rebel. I'm really good. I mean, I'm stressed out to all hell and back. I'm a little bit burned out. That's why we're doing a really chill stream today, guys. That's why we're literally just... I unlocked IG90. We did a couple of runs at Coliseum. And now we're just chatting shit. Because I don't want any stress. I just kind of want to unwind with the tribe. Hang out with you guys for a little bit. You know, shoot the shit, see what's up. You know? I don't do a whole lot of these just standard talking head streams where it's just you and I. I might even grab myself some whiskey. You know, on a school night. What's got you feeling burnt out? Night of Knee. I've got a lot going on at work at the moment, and I've been pushing out videos every single day, and shorts and live streams and all this sort of stuff. I work a full-time job. I'm not a full-time content creator, although I do spend an awful amount of time content creating, and I'm just getting a little bit burned out. I'm getting a little bit burned out. Not by the content creation per se, but just by burning the candle at both ends for so long. But you know, this has been my best month in YouTube ever. I nearly hit 800,000. No, in November, I hit 800,000 views for the month, which is like double what I normally get in terms of viewership, which is really, really huge. I've seen the highest number of subscribers I've ever gained in any month in the 5 years in which I've been doing this. So it feels like my viewership is going up, my reach is going up, and that makes me feel really good because this is my business. You know, this channel is me. I made this channel, and it's really rewarding to have that. So I keep on pushing to try and keep the momentum going and strike while the iron's hot and take advantage of the fact that people are getting interested in the content that I produce. So I want to make sure that that doesn't get lost. I don't want to drop, you know? So yeah. Maul's lore for his legendary event is funny. At the end it says he wants to kill the Jedi who left him for dead, even though he'd do the same and leave them for dead. Yeah. Shards are by error? Yes. I thought it was by marquee. That sucks. No, every single error they'll change. Princess Leia Omicron worth it now? There's no way I can get through Matt's. I don't know. Maybe the Princess Leia Omicron's worth it now. Chill and relax. Nice in between, just relaxing. R10 your scout like Night Fox. Right, that's not happening, bro. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Chill streams are my faves. Otherwise, I get a bad headache. That's fair, Mia. Do you by chance have thoughts on which characters would think about moving to higher relic levels? Do you mean like across the entire roster? Yeah, generally speaking. Generally speaking, I think the concept around which characters you want to invest high relic levels in doesn't change. It's going to be the same characters that it used to be, but you might want to just put particular levels of focus to make sure that the teams that you use the most have tried to at least get to Relic 7 minimum, right? I mean, this obviously really depends on where you are in the game and how big your GPness is and all that sort of business. But ultimately, Relic Delta hasn't changed the fact that Seer Starkiller Maul and Malicos is a really good meta team. And it would behoove you to have R7 minimum, you know? It doesn't change the fact that GL Leia is probably the most effective PvP GL. And she gets value from having lots of relics. Lord Vader, Jabba the Hutt, JMK, Slacker. All of this still makes sense, right? But what you should do really is just try to identify those key teams and units that you use all the time. And those that are just hovering around like Relic 5 or even Relic 3. You'll need to bump those levels up first. You know, I've done so many R7s and R8s over the last month. It's unreal. Just keep your energy positive. I've stopped watching Arnold and I'm now a scribe first, as all he does is complain. I try not to complain too much. I know I put out a couple of videos this month that was a little bit moany, a little bit gripey, because I was genuinely pissed off about some of these changes. Like, you know, I liked a lot about the anniversary event, but there was some stuff there that I just, you know, like for me, CG not really being totally clear and upfront about the leveling system, CG still not being totally clear about how do we unlock Maul at the end at 7 stars, what error level does it need to be, you know, error level 70 on the marquees for the last tier of the event, all this sort of stuff is just like, you know, it feels like this is the first time CG has ever put like a literal money lock on content. You know, before you could always at least use your crystals, and now that's not even the case. You can't, like, there's no way to use your crystals to get the same thing that you would get from cash. Is it bad that I laughed at the phrase G penis? It makes me feel very immature. I'm a super immature guy. Let's be real. Out of relic mats due to the need of level up. Yeah, me too. I'm drained, but my guild also asked for a bunch of R9s and a bunch of R8s, and I'm working through those. Did the same, move to Arnold to your streams, and I'm super enjoying them. Keep doing the good work. Oh, thanks, bro. Appreciate you. CG, yeah, CG are going away for their holidays very soon, so they won't be back. You know, I think they've got a week or two in the office now, and then we won't see them till January. Gatekeeping the information seems like they're trying to milk this. Yeah, see, that's the thing, right? Like, that's the thing. It feels like a very deliberate move to try and trick certain people into spending, because the thing is, you know, we like to talk about the fact that, you know, people watch our videos, or people read CG's posts, or people read even the in-game messages, right? But the vast majority of the people that play this game don't watch YouTube, don't watch live streams, don't go to the forums, don't do any of that. They just log in and play their game, right? And there's absolutely nothing that's telling them, hang on, you don't actually need to pay to get to level 65. It's just going to be a slow rollout. There's nothing there that says it. Nothing there at all, right? So these are the people that are going to be playing every day, and they'll be like, oh, right, I need to, you know, the only way I can perform better in Coliseum, they're looking for $5 here, they're looking for $15, they're looking for $20, and these people will just drop money on it, right? Because they think, oh, I have to. That's the only way I can level up. They could choose not to, obviously, but I guarantee you that there's going to be thousands of people that are just spending money thinking that they need to. And I think that's just a bit shitty. I think that the biggest change currency-wise is now you can only really work on 1 unit at a time. You used to work on a couple of units to gear 12, 1 unit to gear 13, and I work on reaching 1 unit. Now take it 1 unit up. Yeah, I usually focus on one team at a time. So, you know, make sure that I get that team sorted out before moving on to the next one. I don't really have a problem with that. I think that's okay. I still have at least 11 other individual tombs or full teams to do. I got loads. Arnold seems clickbaity about his frustration. You seem genuine about your frustration. That's better. We have very different styles, I guess. So the crystals I use to 4-star the new characters are mostly wasted except for the rewards of the marquee. I hope to get them error level 75. So Pat, without spending, but only if you went to 5-star on the marquee, you would be able to get them to error level 70. Going beyond error level 70 is actually impossible without spending cash. And this is another thing that CG didn't say. You know, like if you go back and read their post, they say that 3-star characters can go to error level 65, which is gear 12, which is where they envisage most free-to-play players to land at the end of the era. That's one thing that they said. But then they said after that, 4 stars can go to error level 75, 5 stars can go to 85, 6 stars or whatever it was. Can't remember the actual delineation, those cutoff points. But what they didn't mention is that stars are not enough. To get past error level 70, you don't actually get the rewards. You can't earn the rewards to go from 70 plus. You need to get to 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. You have to drop cash. There's no alternative on top of the stars. And that to me is something that is, you know, It's okay if that's the way they want to do it, right? But the way the post was positioned, it read as if you got your character to 4-star, you could get him to level 80 or 85 or whatever it is, right? And you wouldn't have to spend more money on top, right? But it's just not true. Yeah. Besides Coliseum, this update is actually pretty good. I do like the idea of errors. It will allow me to finally unlock the last 2 I'm missing, not counting Conquest ones. Good stuff, Clark. Don't you need them all at 4 stars to unlock Maul right away, though? Yeah, 4 stars, you'll be able to unlock Maul. You just need error level 45. But you'll only get a 4-star Maul. So, and that's the other thing, you know? What error level do we need for a 5-star Maul? What error level do we need for 6-star and 7-star? That's calculated, though, but I genuinely don't see the game surviving after this update. I don't see how Wales will continue to spending to get access to a character after 3 months. I mean, we say that, Mega. Let's just see how things are in 3 months, you know? If they've managed to make $1 million just off Luke, you know, they've doubled their income on Marquee. Like for a standard Marquee, what they'd normally get. They've doubled it up. So if players hang around and they keep on whaling, we'll know, won't we? You're always very positive when it comes to the future of the game. It's never this game is dying. It's always this could have been good. Let's wait and see. Yeah, and I get a lot of flack for that. People people like to call me a bit of a shill. And generally speaking, I just like to be a positive person in general. So we can get them free to play. If you have the crystals to 4-star your marquees, you can get them free to play, yeah. You buy the monthly pass? Will that get me to level 80? No. No, the monthly pass doesn't help with error levels. Arnold speculated that maybe CG is preparing for a PvP era game mode to control crystals. Do you think it's likely? Well, CG had already confirmed they're working on an era PvP mode. Now, whether it's to control crystals, I don't know. I imagine it's probably just going to be more error currency, or maybe it's going to be Relic 10 mats. I doubt they move crystals to it. I doubt they move crystals to it. They might do. It would suck balls if they did. You want to see Arcan Thexan even? Volcorian, Tenebrae, Vitiate added to Swigger? I mean, if they keep releasing marquees at the pace they're going to, I wouldn't be surprised if they do. You ain't no shill! Good quality here. Tribe, we have 226 watching, but only 58 likes. That can't be right. Bay is absolutely right. We must have more likes than that in the tribe. Come on, people on YouTube. Do your boy scribble a favour. Do me a favour, would ya? If I had a nickel every time the game was dying. Yep. Whales are going to whale. All whale. All whales. How would an error mode work when you only have, like, 5 characters? They're going to have to give us loaned units. Like, if they want to do an error PvP battle, it could theoretically kind of work for this one, just because the 6 error marquees that we're getting are individual lifters for other teams, aren't they? So like Stormtrooper Luke going in with the Rebels, right? And Asajj going in with the Bounty Hunters, or whatever it was, right? And IG90 going in with Afra. If they gave us the loaned units to make up the other teams, and then some other way for us to modify stats, like mods, right? But it would have to be an error exclusive thing, which probably means more whaling. Then maybe, right? But other than that, I don't really see how an error-based PvP game mode makes any sort of sense or is even remotely fun. Because I genuinely, I don't know how you do it. Like, if everybody is... If you get thrown into a GAC match with the error system, and you're like, okay, well, my Stormtrooper Luke is error level 15, and then you get a guy who's got a 7-star, 75 error level Luke, you're just like, ah. Alright. Cool. So, yep, that works. I went on YouTube to give your stream a like. Thank you, Aatrox. Are you going to do a giveaway since Meatmas is about to start? I am not doing a giveaway today, I'm afraid. I have not spoken to Meathead in quite some time because he's been off and I've been busy, so I haven't been able to arrange giveaways, I'm afraid. Sorry, everybody. I wish I had giveaways for you today. Most of the players keep playing this game because the community and that we as players built as me. Hey, Bones coming in with a raid. Thank you, Bones. Yeah, the community in this game is absolutely incredible, to be fair. Like, you only have to look around and see at some of the community achievements that we've had over the years. Era PvP sounds like the worst idea ever. Is fun the goal? Apparently not, Hotel. Apparently not. I don't know. I don't know how you make era PvP fun. I really don't know how that works. Basically sounds like a new game in order to archive all the current modes. Loaned units that aren't mine feel weird. I agree. They can use that $1 million plus they made towards developing a better game mode. Well, here's hoping. Hey, Bones. I just discovered that the pirate and stormtrooper bug is not just on the Coliseum. I stay froze on the BAM event doing the scoundrel kill missions. No, Kabuto, really? That sucks, dude. Don't want none of that. I don't want none unless you got buns, hun. I think the era PvP mode will make a lot more sense once we get actual loaned units out. It will. It should make a lot more sense. But the problem is if I don't think we're going to get it for this era. And I feel like it's going to be a little bit too late by the point we do. Am I quitting the game? Hell no, Burn. Why on earth would you think I'm quitting the game, dude? Why on earth would I be quitting this game? People be crazy. You wail and crush all non-players. That is the fun. Yes. You wail away and you crack the heads of common nerds, the peasants who don't deserve to win because they have not spent the money that I have. Can you help me out in my predicament? I've no idea, Tran. Maybe? Era PvP will be exactly how awful Squad Arena was back in 2015. I wasn't playing back then, dude. I didn't start until mid-2018. So I have no idea. I have no idea. You'll have to enlighten me, good sir. Bones says you look dead on the inside. Oh. Well, that's not very nice, Bones. Have you seen yourself lately? I haven't. Do you think this era change hurts content creators, since whales can't test characters right away in Squad Arena? No, not really, TB, to be honest. I mean, I can't really say it hurts content creators, because, as I discussed earlier today, this has been my most prolific month on YouTube. I've never had so many views. I've never had such busy live streams, you know? Like, I've never had so many new subs, new people in my chat, you know? It's been nothing but positive for me in terms of my YouTube side of things, right? Not being able to test new units, I think that only makes a very small, like, subsection of content creation for this game, you know? And you can make it up in different ways. I know Arnold always does his, like, day one unlock, does the testing in Squad Arena, and he streams for like 6-7 hours doing all the testing to find out stuff about it, right? But that's, realistically, that's 2 streams a month, right? 2 streams a month, maybe a video out of it. There's still plenty that you can do videos on. The only team that beats PK Hondo and Ray Datacron is something. Sorry, the chat's moving a little bit too quick. Everybody hurts sometimes. What's going on, Ryrock? How you doing, bro? Stop looking at his insides. They're on my inside. What do you think CG's take is on the general negative feeling towards the update has been? Head in the sand? No. I mean, from what I've spoken with them about it, they've said we expected some level of negativity. There's some things that people are reacting negatively to that we didn't expect. Now, they didn't care to elaborate further on what that means exactly, so that we didn't know what parts they thought people, or they knew people were going to react negatively to, and then we didn't know which parts they are surprised people reacted negatively to. So they, you know, they are hearing what's going on. What we need to see really is how do they respond. And honestly, I can't see anything drastic changing until the new year, because they're not going to be here. You know, they've only got a limited amount of time now before they're out for the holidays. What's my opinion on 5 carbonite lightspeed tokens versus 1 erodium? Can't decide which I'd rather go. when I finally get 5k. I mean, I personally prefer to get the one big one. That feels better to me. Just curious for the Conquest after the Stranger. Will Relic Delta make Sector 5 more challenging, or will Relic's enemies be adjusted? Sector 5 will be Relic 5, so it should make it easier. Arnold has another motive for people to be less excited about Swugger. He will want to move his audience to his new game at some point. Yeah, I don't know how far in production he is. I don't think he's crazy deep into production. And I can't imagine that he will ever turn away from Swugger fully unless his game becomes incredibly successful and popular. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what that would take, because I know his YouTube career is kind of like, that's his livelihood, right? He probably has other, you know, irons in the fire, as it were, that generate income for him. But I'm pretty sure that a big piece of the pie for his income is probably Galaxy of Heroes. And even if it was like a really successful release, I don't think he's going to get like a 50% conversion rate of his audience to move over. You know, I'm sure people will try the game, but I think part of the problem is it's a VR game and VR still isn't widely adopted as like a gaming medium, right? You know, you can go into lots of homes these days and you can expect to see either a PC or a console, more so than you would see a VR headset. Boop, doop, doop, boop, boop. As a mid-game player, should I be buying Lightspeed tokens or R10 mats? I would probably be buying Lightspeed tokens. Like, R10 doesn't really make a big difference just now. R10 doesn't make a big difference. If you are still working on Journey Guide units, I'd use the Lightspeed tokens to boost those. I've been watching Arnold lately. His negativity is 100% justified, but he's been constantly negative, dooming for the past 2 weeks, and I don't find it enjoyable. That's fair, Red. You know, like, if you're not enjoying the vibe that's there, you don't have to watch him. So, you know, like, I wish him all the success in it. I really do. And it must be a really cool experience. I would love to be able to go out and make my own game. That'd be sick. But I don't know. Like, I think it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a difficult thing to get off the ground. You know, and if he is very successful, then I imagine I don't know. I imagine the long-term plan is to push it onto PC and console and have it be more like, you know, a Marvel Rivals type game, where he's got his own IP and he's created an arena shooter, like a cooperative arena shooter, that is massively popular, you know? I imagine that's like, I think the VR thing is a proof of concept and a stepping stone for him to go into more mainstream markets. But I don't know, obviously. I don't know. These are just assumptions. Could be wildly wrong. It's a shame the game is VR. Not everyone can play VR due to issues with Labyrinthus. What's Labyrinthus, Clark? What's Labyrinthus? I don't know if I'm saying that right. With the new Steam Machine console, VR might become a lot more popular. Why would the Steam Machine console make VR machines popular? You've already got like a really cheap entry point. I say really cheap. A cheap entry point with the Meta Quest 3, right? That's kind of like, you just, like, it's an all-in-one. You don't need a PC to power it. Like, I don't see people going down the route of, let's spend $800 to $1,000 on a Steam machine and then spend an extra 500 on like an Oculus. I don't really see that being like making things more accessible. For it to be accessible, it's got to be cheap. You know? And the Steam machine is going to cost more than a console. Like more than a PS5 or an Xbox or a Switch 2. You know what they say about assumptions? They say you got a nice ass, bro. Is it worth taking Piet to R9? I personally don't think so, Red Hydrogen. Not personally, no. It's what makes you dizzy inside of your ear. Oh. So it affects balance and stuff like that? Mostly watching you and Bit Dynasty for about a year. Bit Dynasty is awesome. I love that dude. And thank you for watching me as well. I am also bald. The labyrinth is part of the ear. Gotcha. It's clever to make a VR game. There's not much competition and he will draw other audiences. I'm sure there's value to it. At the end of the day, he's also a lawyer. Correct. He'll be just fine whatever happens. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Hope it goes well for him, but I just can't play VR. That's fair. I'll be honest. The only VR game I've ever played is Beat Saber. I played Beat Saber years ago. And that was fun, but I didn't come away from that thinking I really want to buy a, you know, like a MetaQuest. The Steam machine will come with a VR headset, I'm pretty sure. But it will cost less than a PC. I hadn't heard that the Steam machine comes with a... I highly doubt the Steam machine comes with a VR headset. Because it's going to cost less than a PC in some stretches of the imagination. But it's going to cost more than a console. Less than a PC. But a PC can cost $5 to 30 grand. You know? Like, it depends on what end of the road you're going to, you know? Coliseum battles are kind of fun until I just get advanced to tier 2 and get absolutely wrecked. Thank you, Happy, for the resub there, brother. 14 months with the tribe. Big respect. You got to do it like Ready Player One. Supply the headset for free and charge a quarter on service. Ah, man. Yeah, that's a really dystopian world, though, that they live in. Oh, that really sucks, Clarkson. Beat Saber is really fun. I did really enjoy it. And I used to like rhythm games, you know? I used to really like rhythm games like Guitar Hero and Rock Band and stuff like that. I used to love those games. But it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money to be dropping on a piece of hardware just for that, you know? Looking good as always. Thank you, brother. We need a knockoff clone of Swigger like Dragon Champions back in the day. Well, I mean... People say it all the time, Bones. People say it all the time. Like, the only reason this game is live is because of the IP. If you just do a knockoff clone of this game, and it's not Star Wars, who's going to play it? Who's going to play it? It won't work, right? You're anticipating Khmer being the first Conquest unlock, but I won't have Malicos for a long time. Haven't been able to beat his Proving Ground tier. Who could take Malicos' place? You just want a Dark Side Online Force user. So... You know, you could use an Inquisitor if you wanted, or the new Inquisitor Barris. They are charging a PC price for it, according to Steam. People think about 1K. Yeah, I think they haven't announced the actual price, but they said they're charging more than a console. More than a console. So I would imagine, you know, £800 to £1,000 or bucks. The VR headset is a new piece of tech from Steam, but it's separate from the console. Gotcha, TB. Thumper is an awesome rhythm game. I don't know that. Half-Life Alex is insane. Spent 30 minutes throwing a paper cup at a pigeon. That sounds like a great way to spend time. Guitar Hero was an amazing game, still is. Dude, Rock Band was my favorite. Rock Band was my favorite because we had the whole setup. You know, we had the drum kits, we had 2 guitars, and we had the microphone. And we used to have, like, we had that during my university days. So we used to have, not house parties per se, but... our friends from university would come around the house, we'd all drink, we'd all play an instrument, and we'd get new songs, because every week they used to release, like, 6 songs that you could buy for £1. It was such a great, like, business model. It was so much fun. So much fun. My day's good, Bedexy. How you doing, bro? What game do I spend the most time on? I don't really spend a whole lot of time playing anything else. I don't have a whole lot of time to spend playing games. Another thing that's a big sad, because I love playing games, and I wish I had more time to do it. You know? You know? You know, it's like I even dipped back into an old Baldur's Gate 2 save earlier this week to play something. What else have I played? I played through all of Expedition 33. That was nice to have the opportunity to do that. I've played a little bit of Ark Raiders. I've played a little bit of Battlefront 6? Battlefield 6? Yeah, Battlefield 6. Not much, just a little bit here and there, a couple of games here and there, you know, a couple of hours in total. But yeah, I haven't had a whole lot of time recently. After Chester Bennington died, we had a house party where someone started singing Numb by Linkin Park. Everyone shed a fucking tear and sang together. That's wild, dude. Love to get that set up again. Used to have that Rock Band drum kit and 2 guitars. Hell yeah, Andy. Hell yeah. Have you ever played The Witcher 3? I played it when it first came out. I thought it was a great game. You don't play any AAA games? I mean, I can't remember the last AAA game. I don't think Expedition 33 counts as a AAA game, right? It's a AA game at best. Like, don't get me wrong. I think it's fucking phenomenal. I think the last AAA game I played was Baldur's Gate 3. Tarkov has been your main focus? Just wanted the pain, you know? Fair. I've never played Tarkov. Bay is correct. You got 10 minutes before lock-in, everybody. For GAC lock-in, make sure you get your business sorted. Doop-a-doop-boop-boo. At last, my love has come along. Do I still play Marvel Rivals? Not in ages, bro. Haven't played it in ages. 33 is definitely AAA. Is it? I think it's AA. It doesn't have the production value. It doesn't have the production cost, rather, of a AAA game. Like, you wouldn't call Silksong a AAA game. It is good enough to be, but AAA is not based on the quality of the game. It's based on the amount of money spent on it. Just did TW and my team really underestimated a Geo team. Sent in the big boys, Phoenix, and got aced. And aced them. Nice. Battlefield 6 is AAA? There you go then. If Jedi Knight Revan didn't have the views she did. Oh, Sorry, I see JKR. I think Jedi Knight Revan, not Joanne Rowling. JK Rowling. If she didn't have the view she did, you'd be all for a Harry Potter hero collector like Swigger. I'd play a Harry Potter hero collector. I'd absolutely play it. I love Harry Potter. Like, I'm a massive Potterhead. I recommend Dispatch. I really want to play that. Cementos. I want to have a stream where I just fucking blitz that game. I'd love to do that. Tarkov is so good. Do PvE if you can do it, mate. Is it like Arc Raiders in which it's PvPvE, but you don't really have control over if someone's going to shoot you in the head? Or can you actually choose to go into a PvE mode? What character is this game most desperately needs a rework? Thugnaut. Who's my favorite champion in Raid Shadow Legends? No idea. Me. Monkey King guy. Sun Wukong. Just got to finish getting Rex and Chopper token and save my roster. Hell yes, Kabuto. Just got 300 dot feats in Conquest with 1 Tusken battle. Yes, Paul. Nailed it, mate. Do I play Marvel Snap? I played a bit of it when it first came out. That was incredibly addictive. Like, I enjoyed Marvel Snap. I wasn't very good at it. I'm not very good at card games, but I enjoyed it. A Potterhead, not a pothead. No, I don't partake of that particular narcotic. I did play the Hogwarts game. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I never finished it, mind, because I did that thing that all people with ADHD do, and you get distracted by all the side quests, and that game is just full of filler side quests, with all like the Merlin shrines and all that crap. And I just eventually got fed up of trying to do them, and then I never went out and finished the story. Ark stream. I've never played Ark. You like Harry Potter, but you feel a hero collector would run out of interesting characters pretty quickly. They would have to do it like by year. So you'd have to have like year 1 Harry Potter, year 2 Harry Potter, and so on and so forth. Because I don't know, like, it's not as big as the Star Wars universe. Obviously, it does have a lot of extra things that it can pick from with the extended stories, and you know, it's got you know, Cursed Child, and it's got Fantastic Beasts and stuff like that, and other things beside it. But I feel like the biggest draw is always going to be like the mainstay Potter franchise. They introduced Alien and Predator into Raid. That's one thing Raid Shadow Legends is able to do that you just can't do in Galaxy of Heroes. You can't have like a crossover event because it's always going to be Star Wars IP, right? Am I into Star Trek? No, not really. Wonder why CG hasn't done more characters from Jedi Survivor. I don't know. Maybe they're waiting. I mean, I can't believe we don't have Grease. Can't believe we don't have Grease. Harry Potter boneless arm. Yeah. You wish Lotta Home was still around? Honestly, a good game for what it sucks that they took it down. Well, it just wasn't successful, Teriyaki. That's the problem. Yeah. They needed to have a little bit more flesh on the bones for that to work. Instead, they were releasing 3 marquees every month with nowhere to use them. You know? I have to thank you. I watched your GL layer video and the modem was able to unlock it yesterday. Nice one, Lou Dog. Hero, bro. Enjoy your layer. Ba-dum. Ba-dum. Ba-bum bum 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 ba-dum. Ba-dum. Ba-doo-ba-doo-doo-doo. Is Spaceballs not Star Wars? It absolutely is, yeah. The game was abysmal. You're talking about home now. We should have had a ship from the Jedi games with probably Baby Cal, Cere, and Grease. Yeah, I could see that. My biggest swagger conspiracy theory is that 1.5 to 2 years after Jedi 3, they're going to do a GL Cal, and they're saving all the Survivor characters for that. No, I mean, you might not be wrong. You might not be wrong on that at all. That could well be the case. Waiting for the last Jedi Cal game to come, and see what happens from there. You need to do a collab video with Arnold. I'm always down for a collab. I will literally collab with anybody. Quite happy to do videos. I enjoy the process. It's fun. They also added runes / mods too fast. They should have waited a bit longer for that. Yeah, and it was basically the same as what we have for mods, but obviously some of the weightings were a lot different. Level 2 upgrade materials are now available for crystals, by the way. Is that right? Is that right? Have they done a game announcement on that? No, they've not posted anything about that. Did I play any JRPG? Does Expedition 33 count? I've played a lot of Final Fantasy over the years. Technically, I suppose Expedition 33 is an FRPG. You've heavily enjoyed about the new Relic economy and just finished requirements for JMK and Lord Vader. Got them both unlocked with ult straight to R7 in the space of a week. That's awesome, Andy. Yeah, like, not everything in this update was bad. Like, the economy changes were huge. They were so good. Collabs are what I enjoy the most. Always good to have different perspective on things. Absolutely. Why isn't the Rebel First Quest nothing showing up? I don't even mean Kenny. Have I played the KOTOR games? I've played both. I finished the first one. I never got around to finishing the second one. Probably got about halfway through. We don't have GL Darth Vader. Or was Lord Vader more powerful than Darth Vader? Technically speaking, Lord Vader is supposed to be more powerful than Darth Vader, right? Because he's not lost all of his limbs. You do need to do Heras as well, yeah. Just realised we never got Bib Fortuna. Correct. We could absolutely get a lifter for Jabber at some point. The Star Wars era I really want is General Kota, Galen Chick, Galen Malak, Shak T, Lightside, Galen Malak. So you mean Juno Eclipse and Proxy? Yeah, if you listen to any of our Tribe Talks podcast on a Sunday, hashtag humble brag, you know, casual self. What am I thinking? I'm pimping my own stuff here. But one of the returning and ongoing requests from me is Proxy, Juno Eclipse, and Galen Malak to come to the game, and Ram Coda. Call me coping, but I'm holding back full judgment of the update until the journey for Maul is finished. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just sensible. Self-promotion, yeah. Plug. That's the word I was thinking for, was plug. Shameless self-plug. Unless it's inconsistent in the films because Lord Vader got slapped up by Obi-Wan, yet Obi-Wan got slapped up for a bit by Vader in the series. I mean, let's be like, it's so hard to have any sort of continuity in these things. They're all made at different times. Like, for example, when you look at Revenge of the Sith, they never envisaged that they'll do a Kenobi series where Kenobi becomes a hermit, loses most of his connection to the Force, has to retrain, and Vader comes and beats the crap out of him, and then loses. You know, like, it's hard to look at it in that concept. I think if Vader never lost his limbs, he may be way more powerful than all the Sith we currently know. But I'm also a Vader/Anakin fanboy. Not farm boy, fanboy. Farm boy? Is Inquisitor Barriss meant to be pre-Reaver leader or pre-Grand Inquisitor leader? Couldn't quite tell. I think she's only supposed to go with the Inquisitors in 3v3. She's supposed to lead her own Inquisitor team in 3v3. In 5v5, she's supposed to be with a Seer Junda team, I think. I think that's what they said. I might be wrong on that. Maybe I'm just talking utter bollocks. Oh, rule of two. Mate, you're talking dirty to me now, mate. As you wish. Inconceivable. That means Kenobi is the ultimate Jedi, even with most of his Force connection gone. Yeah, he's pretty much a badass. Let's be real. Kenobster. Old Kenobster. But to be fair, you know, the TV series was called Kenobi. It wasn't called, you know, Vader. Think they only mentioned 3v3 for Inquisitor Barriss? Gotcha. That means hairy pothead like you, right? Exactly. Exactly, just like me. But although I'm not very hairy. We need Hermit Kenobi in the game now? Clearly. Absolutely. Give us another Kenobi. I do love how the Ventress kit reveal, basically semi-confirmed, will eventually be in Quinlan Voss. Might be a long time, though. I mean, I'm down for Quinlan. Rule of two is dumb. Rule of thumb is better, though. We need a Vader series or a film? Yeah, why not? I'm here for it. I could fuck with that. Sad that the voice for Vader is gone, but with AI, hopefully we can get it to work. Yeah. Yeah, iconic. Apparently there is a glitch with the Rebel Lightspeed token. I've now seen a number of people posting about picking Lobot, but with the game giving them one of the other characters instead. So everyone just watch out. Why are people picking Lobot? Hermit Obi could be a JMLS lifter? Sure. You shouldn't plug yourself. That could get a little weird. I mean, I wouldn't dare do it on stream. I wouldn't dare do it on stream. I wouldn't risk getting banned by the powers that be. The powers that be. You know what I'm saying? Dooba-dooba-doop-boop-boop-boop-boo. I'd rather get recast than replicating it with AI. Someone who can imitate the voice. That's on his Only Scribes. I mean, there is no lie. That is indeed on my Only Scribes, if you can find it. What about the ones, sons, fathers, daughters, and Abeloth and Bendu as a raid or Coliseum boss? Yeah, I'm sure anything is possible. If it's in the Star Wars universe, I think pretty much anything is possible, apart from Acolyte content. Apart from Acolyte content, anything is possible. And Stranger doesn't count. Because he's already in the game. Lobot is part of GL Leia farm, but Drogon would be much more worth it. Hell yes, Drogon is a badass. Excuse me. I thought we were going to get a Snoke character at some point in the past. Yeah, well, I mean, I thought we were going to get, you know, more to do with the Force Awakens 10-year anniversary, but they decided to go down the route of 10-year anniversary of the game, which I don't blame them. Absolutely, celebrate the game. I really want a GL Grievous that hunts the Jedi. Hell yeah. Defeat 100 enemies with scoundrels is so difficult when your best is a Gear 5 Bubba. Yeah, that's not ideal. I took Drogon just for the Zeta on his basic. I didn't have it on my alt. Fair. Yeah, I mean, Ezra Bridger Exile is ridiculously broken, to be fair. He's such a powerful, powerful kit. Powerful character. Unlimited power. What about the Wookiee with the saber? Gungi? Or do you mean the one from the Acolyte? Kelnaka? I want to say his name is Kelnaka. Kelnaka, something like that. I'm knackered, he's knackered, you're knackered, everybody's knackered. As a Han Solo fan, I demand GL Han Solo. How many Han Solos do you want, HK? We've already got like 5 Hans. We don't need more. The Drogon flame ability is simply the best favorite animation in the game. Fire! I mean, yeah, it's a pretty good, powerful ability. It is like Drogon's a great unit, to be fair. The third tier of the Best Gone Mando event worked best for the 100 scoundrel kills. If memory serves, got like 13 per run. Nice. Yeah, I just went in straight on the tier 1, I think. Vecna. What about Vecna? The Hand of Vecna? The Eye of Vecna. GL Carbonite Han. Frozen in Carbonite Han. Hell yes. Acolyte series has so much potential, but they wasted it so bad. Yeah. I mean, if Vecna came to the game, he would fuck people up. You know, he'd fuck their shit. Only other character I want from the Acolyte is Sol and Kalnaka. Fair? All hands on deck. You know it. Vecna is just Anakin if he didn't get his limbs chopped off and survived the fire. Well, in D&D, Vecna does have his hand chopped off. It's a powerful magical artifact. You know what it's called? It's called the Hand of Vecna. Because, you know, naming and stuff is uninspiring there. Many hands make light work. GL Sith Lord Jar Jar, don't you even. GL Basil. Yeah, absolutely. GL Basil. Let's do it. Vecna is a dark side Ufu. I mean, yeah, technically, he's a lich, right? I think he's a lich. Maybe he's a demi-lich. I'm not sure. Not sure on the exact classification. It's been a while. What's going on, Power 16? How you doing, bro? Imagine a GL Aboleth. I won't be surprised if we get that one day. It seems to be hinting towards Aboleth being a big bad in the Star Wars future. Every time a Conquest character Lightspeed bundle comes out in the store, I almost buy it, but I never quite do it. $40 to $50 is just too hard to swallow, even when those characters are very important. Red, hold that line, bro. Hold that line. Don't spend the money, just unlock them. A streamer I was watching was trying to raid you, but didn't get them. Oh, what? It might... I think I've got like a minimum raid limit of like 5. Something like that. So if they were streaming to less than 5 viewers, it wouldn't come across. We could have a second Grievous, who was the one who got hurt and coughed after Mace Crush. Yeah, wasn't that in like the old animated Clone Wars show? The Eye of Vecna, yeah. You have to sacrifice an eye to use it. Always fun. Is 1 in the hand with 2 in the bouche? I think that's right, Mike. Yes. I think that's absolutely right. 100%. You're down with the business. I think he's a lich, to be fair. I think he's... I only know the critical role Vecna. Yeah. The problem is I bet if I look up Vecna, it'll just bring Stranger Things in. Vecna is a lich. He is an arch-lich. Do. So he's not a demi-lich. There's no evidence that he became a demi-lich. Yeah. Yeah, so a demi-lich is a type of lich. It's usually they're older, powerful, and they've lost all of their corporeal body, and usually they're just like one element of their body remains, like a skull or a hand or whatever, right? Kind of cool. We should have more Jedi Survivor characters. A new Merrin. Oh yeah, give me new Merrin. Give me new Merrin, baby. I think we're not going to get Darth Plagueis until he becomes more prevalent in the canon, but Disney clearly doesn't know what to do with him. Yeah, I don't see us getting Plagueis. 2 hands, 1 bouche? Oh, mate, Sol. I'm not a veteran. No, no. No, Ranger is. Ranger J, 1999. He's a veteran. And my good boy, Mr. Lost One Pratt, he's a veteran. But I have never served, no. Merrin is one of your favorite characters? Hell yeah. Chancellor Palpatine, is he neutral? Does he have the energy synergy with light side and dark side? Hard to say. Hard to say. I mean, like, in the stricter sense, he was always evil, right? But he deceived people into thinking he was good. Max Rebo when? We need some justice for Max Rebo. We definitely need justice for Max Rebo. I've had the beginnings of a homebrew D&D setting bouncing around in my head for years. I just don't have the friends to bother putting it together. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, D&D is great fun, but you do have to commit. You do have to commit a lot of people, a lot of time. And that's one of the reasons why I don't get involved in D&D anymore, is because it's like, can everybody make it for 6 hours on a Sunday? Every Sunday, or every second Sunday, or the first Sunday of the month? It's like, no, I can't. No, there's no signs of Chancellor Palpatine becoming a character just yet. I don't think we'll get Star Wars Outlaws characters either. Yeah, I can't see us getting Ubisoft characters. If we were to get Star Wars Outlaws characters, I would take Nyx and I would take ND5. The rest, I don't care about. Give me Nyx and ND5. And I know Nyx is just a small little cat-like lizard creature, but he was the star of the entire game. And I'll die on this hill. If we get Max, we need Droopy McCool as his lifter. Hey, peace out, Foot. Either way, I'd love to see if he was neutral and if his kit was like, if all allies Republic do this. I mean, yeah, they could have some creative space to have some fun with it, right? You thought Star Wars Outlaws was a pretty fun game. I haven't finished it yet, but the scenery was nice and it's a good Star Wars adaptation. Yeah, I think Star Wars Outlaws did a lot of things right. I also think, unfortunately, they did a lot of things wrong. And I think the biggest issue for me was it was too Ubisofty. In so much as they tried to fluff up the game with a bunch of just kind of soulless crap. You know, there's so many fetch missions and random collectibles and stuff that makes absolute no sense to the game. Provides you with a minimal amount of power, or it provides you with, you know, reputation points with different factions. Like, that faction system could have been incredibly nuanced and deep, but realistically, it didn't do anything outside of encourage you to do these missions to get better favor so you don't immediately get shot on sight, right? It was just kind of like, you get some shops that can sell you some stuff, or you get some outfits that give you unique abilities. But, like, that was it. If they'd have just streamlined the system into a linear single-player experience, I feel like the game would have been so much better. Like, because if you just play through the story, it's actually quite an enjoyable story. But if you, like, just go off randomly exploring space and exploring planets and, you know, finding hidden treasures and doing those lookout points for Nyx and stuff like that, you could just waste like 40 hours doing basically nothing. And meh. Drink up? Oh, I don't have a drink. I'll have to go get a glass. Yeah, I need a glass. Be right back in a second. We'll just have a little snifter of the old Eagle Ray. Thank you, Carthrick. Why is there no lock on my door? Why on earth would I have a lock on my door? What, am I supposed to lock Mrs. Scribbles out of my stream room? That'd be weird. Why does nobody ever talk about Marok Omicron? Everyone always says, oh, Reaver mission is so hard, but you can literally auto it. Quite a few people talk about the Marok Omicron. It's just generally speaking, people are not all that like enthused about the idea of putting Omicrons on TB characters. It's just like, oh, okay. You can do, like, I think the problem with it is you can do TB missions pretty easily without having to do anything. You don't need Omicrons, right? But the Omicrons that are good for TB do make it ridiculously easy. Yeah, just lock out Mrs. Scribbles. Mrs. Scribbles doesn't want to know what goes on in here. We get up to some crazy stuff. Or does she? She's got a camera, bro. Got a camera up there. She watches me. People are scared of TB, homies. Don't I need to play TW now? Probably. Probably, but you know I can't do that on stream. I'm not allowed to do that. Actually, they've called a lot of counters. Holy shit. Oh, man. Hold up. Hold up. I might actually need to do it in the background, but if I don't show you the screen and I have it muted, that'll be fine. Mute the game. Make it my personal goal to have every TB Omni so I can be the hero to platoon their GLs and still complete CMs. That's fair, bro. I don't blame anybody. Listen, you can enjoy the game in any which way you want. And if that enjoyment for you comes from kicking ass in TB, crack on, son. Do it. How was the Swiggo today? It was good, pal. Right, okay, I need to get one of these battles in. Okay, so that... I'm not allowed to show you any TW content, guys. I'm sorry. I wish I could. But part of like the consequence of being in a big guild means I cannot show you TW footage. Bear with while I just get this set up. Just need to make sure that we are rocking. Something good here. Okay. Go for it. Well, let's just make sure. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Give me 2 seconds. Yep. You. And you. Have you all been working diligently on getting your datacrons up and running, guys? I hope you have. I really do hope you have. Because this set, in particular with the Attackercron, is going to be absolutely wild. Like the Attackercron is just doing ridiculous stuff. Sorry, we're nearly through here. Nearly through. He says with a prayer. Come on. Come on. Get there slowly but surely. We're not actually nearly there at all. I thought we were nearly there, and then it turned out we're not nearly there. So it makes me cry a little bit. This plays so differently now. Come on. There we go. Now we should be cooking. Good. Good, 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 good. Well, that was rude. You. Alright. Attacker 6 would be all that matters. More, yeah, pretty much the datacron is more or less all that really matters in this new set. Just get boatloads of them and hope that CG doesn't nerf it into the ground. With any luck. With any luck, CG doesn't nerf it into the ground. Alright. Got it. Did it. Yeah. Just need to lock in that victory. We did it, guys. We did it. You've been lacking on this Conquest cycle. Barely played the first week, but hardcore bashed it. Fair. Think about 8, 9 level 6 datacrons. I think I've got maybe 6. Maybe 6. How would you do the profit challenged in Conquest? Really want to get my first red crate. Profit challenge, obviously, if you've got Pirate King Hondo, it's a piece of cake. But if you don't, you tend to go in with go in on any node and make sure that you are taking, like early on node preferably, taking Silvo lead with Brutus and then throw in as many pirates as you can, because the leadership is going to pass a bunch of profit at the start. Throw in Nest, and Brutus is going to gain 5 profit at the start if Silvo is the leader. That's like, you don't need any gear to get that done. The attacker DC, it's in the new set of datacrons basically. McGold wants a guy who took TW way too seriously, who would verbally abuse those who didn't attack. That's a bit harsh. You know what I'm saying? Conquest started in the last couple of days of a vacation, so I got off to a slow start. Fair. To R7, or should I keep getting more teams? Get Jabber as a 6th GL, and Exec will be 2nd GL ship not long after. Most of my teams are Relic 5, a few R7s and 8s. Slow down, bring... I mean, I would take any teams that are important. Take any teams that are important that you use frequently in GAC. Take them up to R7. When your wife is in labor, but you low-key haven't attacked in TW yet, gotta prioritize, right? Gotta get your priorities right. Okay, so there are some other attacks that I need to do. Do did do dip do. I'm so confused. Oh, right, okay. Right. Sorry, I'm just reading what they want me to do here. I'm a little bit confused. Ah, okay, I see. Right, I just need to find a particular team, but it's not looking pretty right now. Mm-hmm. Okay, no, there's no more attacks for me to do right now. No more attacks for me to do right now. Hey, good night, brother. Good night, Bo. CG should focus on TW more. Too many guilds, make sure it's done properly. It could become a powerhouse game mode, but CG sleep on it. I've given CG the feedback that I would much rather them focus on PvP, guild-based PvP game modes, rather than an era PvP game mode. Now, I can promise you that won't happen. Like, there's no way that like, I imagine that their work stack of what's important and what they need to get out for the rest of the year is probably set in stone, right? Or maybe is at least favored heavily. But I've told them in no uncertain terms that a guild PvP game mode should be a focus, because TW has been left for neglect and it's just not enjoyed by almost everybody and deserves a full overhaul. And they've asked me questions like, do you think it's because, you know, do you play TW? Is it because you find the game mode interesting, or is it because it's the only PvP guild-based activity? And I've told them I play it because it's the only one for the guilds, and I think it's more valuable than another, you know, 1v1 PvP scenario. This Conquest and the last one, I usually did most of my feats on the legacy bosses on the sector since they were super easy compared to the rest of the nodes. Fair. Guild starting to transition to Rote, so we all get to Zephyr requirements and Reaver Ready Inquisitors, amongst other things. Yeah, these quest tokens are going to give you all the Inquisitors. Well, not all of the Inquisitors, but they'll give you a lot of them. A lot of guilds should be gearing up to do Rote now. Who am I facing? We are facing Vanguard of Disotter. So, really good PvP guild. Really good guild. Of course you know, Roy. MSF War is so fun. I thought TW would be like that when I first started, but it's not very fun. I have no idea how War is done in MSF. They'll find a way to monetize TW before they rework it? I hope not. Tough battle? 100%. 100%. When's our first Lightspeed token? Is it in our first free one? We've already had them. Like, we've had all the Phoenix ones and the Palp one and the Free Rebel one. They're available in game right now. Like, the Hera one and the Sabine one have been in for 2 weeks, and we got the remaining 4 today. Just have to go through the journey quest to get them done. I've got a video up on how to get all those feats done. MSF wars are not fun. Yes, you can attack any territory, but that's it. Okay, so we're having differing of opinions. There's one that can grant higher relic levels, like bounty hunter ones that come next year. Yeah. I mean, they don't grant you higher relic ones. They grant you the same relic. They just take longer to come out. Your plan is to use an Erodium token from the error store on Marok. Our guild is mandating his Omicron, and then I'll level up the rest. That's fair. You know, like, the funny thing is, for Omicrons in this game, Omicrons have incredibly different value based on the size of your roster and where you're at. So, for example, the Poggle Omicron in early game is really good for TW. Really good for TW, if you wanted it. Only in early game guilds, right? And then, early on, Padawan Obi-Wan's Omicron for Conquest is incredibly valuable, because it makes a bunch of the feats so much easier. Later game, it's not that important, because you usually have the roster depth to do all those feats without needing him, right? It still makes it easier if you've got it, don't get me wrong, but you could save that Omi until later if you wanted to. And then similarly, early game, Marok is really useful because it will completely trivialize any SM or CM that you can be used in. Absolutely trivialize it. Oh, bro, TB, I'd love the gas team to get an Omicron. I think Hermit Yoda is going to be the Jedi Lightspeed token, so I took Kyle Katarn, and I'm going to get Mara Jade with the Empire Lightspeed token for Starkiller. Fair. Not a bad way to go. Not a bad way to go at all. Do. Can you drop your ally code? Yeah, of course, Power. My ally code is 816-933-933. Do you think Bane to Relic 9 is worth it, or save it for Leia, who's R7? I would say using it on Leia is probably more valuable, but Bane at R9 is perfectly valuable. However, I will say that Bane at R8 is perfectly valuable. I never find myself running out of Omicrons because I just don't spend them like that. So whenever the guild goes, we need this Omicron applied, I just get it. I'm at the point now that I've got all the Omicrons that I really need. So I can spend Omicrons on fun things. I tend to keep a horde. Especially because of the way error systems are now. We're going to have 6-7 characters all drop at once, right? Whereas before you would be gradually applying these Omicrons over the period of 3 months. So you kind of have to have a horde to just drop them if you need it. But yeah, I've got like most of the good TW Omicrons, most of the good GAC Omicrons. I've got a handful of TB Omicrons now. I've got the Padawan Obi-Wan Omicron, and I've still got 120-ish Omis in my inventory. Is Captain Rex Omi a requirement outside of Phoenix Squad, or is he happy with just Satyrs? It's useful to have the Rex Omicron, especially for, well, I mean, it's useful in GAC. You don't need it. You don't need it. It's fun. Just started... Oh, Advent Calendar! You reminded me. So... my mum got me this advent calendar. It's a Star Wars Lego advent calendar. And I haven't opened any of it yet. So I'm going to find number 1. And we can, and number 2, obviously. Here we go. Number 1. I think it's Babu Freak. Hold up. I think that's a little Babu Freak. Is that Babu Freak? Babu Freak. There we go. Yeah, that's a little Babu Freak, that is, mate. Little Babu Freak. All right. Where's number 2? Here's number 2. Dear Lord. All right. What on earth is all this? It's like a smorgasbord of stuff. I guess it's going to be a pedestal for me to put Babu Freak on. Advent calendar with Star Wars goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I've got Babu Freak on a little pedestal. What on earth is all this? I have no idea what I'm looking at. I've got these little yellow things. I've got this little see-through thing, and I've got other things. I've got a little control panel. Look, I've got this tiny little control panel. It's like Darth Vader's chest piece. Is there a nude Finn and Poe in that calendar? It's not that kind of calendar, Steve. I think this is supposed to be some sort of command station that I'm building. There might be instructions on the back. Oh, there is. Oh, okay. So there's this little instruction thing here. All right, hold up. Let me work on this. This is of paramount importance right now, tribe. Oh, I was half right as well. I was totally getting this right. Almost. I was nearly getting it right. Okay. So that bit's right. This bit goes here, like this. Booyah! Nailed it. And then we put that there. Got to clip those together and this together. Oh, we are getting somewhere now, boys. I mean, look at that. Isn't that perfect? I have no idea. I have no idea if that's perfect. And then we've got this. I think it's a bar. Is it a bar? No idea. Bar humbug. That goes there. I think. This goes there. What is this? No idea what I'm doing right now. That goes there. This thing goes on top of there. This thing goes like this. And then I've got spare bits that I don't know what to do with. But I made this. I made this, whatever the hell this is. That's what I made. I don't know if this is a bar. Maybe that's a drink. No idea. No idea. But I made it. And now Babu Freak can go and stand up here. There you go. We've got Babu Freak on top of it. Come on, focus. I got Babu Freak on top of the bar. He's just chilling. He's chilling. So I guess we'll find out what else comes in the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. But I am vaguely autistic, so we are going to have to wait. We're going to have to wait and see. I wonder if it's supposed to be part of the stuff that we see in the background here. I don't think so, because I don't see any of that there. But I am excited. I am excited. Look at that. That's cool. It's a Star Wars thing. We will find out more tomorrow. Looks like a kitchen? Maybe. I don't know. Come on, focus. Like, we've got Babu Freak on top of it regardless. He's just chilling over there. So, not sure what it is. I'm sure it will all make sense eventually. You've been buying Lego advent calendars for years now, but this year's one for Star Wars really wasn't really for me with the minifigure selection, hence why I got the Lego City one. I'm a Lego collector. No idea, Pat. That's crazy, dude. Isn't that an outside barbecue? Could be. This is what OCD mixed with ADHD looks like. Exactly. It's over 9,000! Imagine it's a whole cantina, Mos Eisley style. Maybe. Describe Star Wars Lego building stream when. I can't afford Lego. I can only just afford Galaxy of Heroes, guys. I can't afford Lego. I've seen how expensive some of the... Wasn't it $1,000 to get the Star Wars Death Destroyer? It was the Death Star? $1,000, guys. I can't do that. That's crazy, dude. You know that's crazy talk. Who's the biggest Star Wars character not in Swugger? I don't know. Just get the MILF. We always got to get the MILF, bro. Plagueis or Snoke? Chancellor Palpatine? I mean, we do have a Palpatine, Exogorth, or Space Slug. Got the lights for it as well? What? Wait, what, Roy? You've got the Lego Death Star, and the lights? There are separate ancillary lights? Bib Fortuna? I'm getting to top 10 consistently for now in Coliseum. Would you be down to do a quick look at my roster and let me know? I'm not really doing roster reviews at the moment, bro. Gotta be a hut? What's meant by biggest? Like most popular or actually big? I mean, that's good. Yeah, that's a good question, actually. It's a good question. It's the Death Star. The Death Star's in the game. The Death Star is in the game, so on some maps, and it's the ultimate for the Executor. IG90 and Grogu count towards the first part of the new quest. Okay. Yeah, why? Because it's an IG unit? Darth Plagueis, or by big you mean the Gorog? The Gorog. You need to buy the lights separately. That is wild. Was it fun to build, Roy? By biggest, I mean the most prominent, though I suppose you could go size if you want. In which case, my penis. No. No, that's far too small. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yep, just about power. Red 5. There are more than 20 releases of Lego Falcon Millennium. Imagine trying to have them all. Are there really that many Millennium Falcons? It was nice building, really relaxing. That's fair, dude. Like, I don't know. I don't have enough space in this office to be building large-scale Lego constructions. And I don't really have the appetite to spend money on it. Yeah, definitely, Roy. Do it, dude. Do it. Do it. Senator Bail Organa. I do wish we had Bail. That would be cool. If we had Bail Organa. Any places you recommend going in Gibraltar? Depends what you're going to. I mean, if Gibraltar can be seen in a day. If you're going for a visit, I'd recommend going up the med steps. Depends on the time of the year. You don't really want to do that in, like, horrible weather. Certainly not if it's raining or windy, which it won't often be. So you want to do the med steps. I'd say go see Lower St. Michael's Cave. Go see the monkeys. Go see the World War II tunnels. That's kind of it. That's kind of it. Don't get me wrong. It's a nice place to visit, but it's a day trip. It's a day trip. CG is saving Red 5 for the death of the game. Hey, we said the exact same thing about Jedi Knight Luke. We need Agent Callus from Rebels. I know there's a lot of people that simping on Agent Callus. I've heard that over the years. A lot of people be simping on Callus. Boo, boo, boo. Bum, 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 bum. Just his mutton chops? Should I grow some mutton chops? What do you think, tribe? Do you think I could rock the mutton chop? I'd probably have to get rid of the tash, though. I collect sets of most of the main Star Wars characters and usually dismantle the environments if I don't really like it. Fair. We need made-up characters, Mace Windu still alive, and oh, you mean like what-if characters, yeah? The Nogri would be an interesting addition. Do it! I'd love to see Snoke, but the First Order faction, mostly fine as it is, they don't exactly need help. Maybe you can lift up the leftovers. I think Snoke should lift up to C. Give a proper lifter to C. Ah, but which Callus? The Empire one or the Fulcrum? I think most people I speak to want Fulcrum Callus, but I imagine they'd probably like both. I limit myself on LEGO Star Wars helms and small to medium ships so they fit on my shelves. That's fair. I've just got my Black Series helmet over there that Mrs. Scribbles got me. I got my Black Series helmet. That's a nice guy up in Scotland is potentially making me a little stand for it, which is nice of him. We've got the Womp Rat He's got a mythosaur skull that we're going to put up back on the wall, which is kind of cool. I've got some lightsabers that I'd like to hang up on the wall. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to have them powered. So you see like these lights back here? I'd quite like those to be lightsabers. But I would like them plugged into the wall. I'd like to like put them into the mains. I could... You can plug in the USB charger, but you have to undo the hilt. And then it looks kind of ugly. And that defeats the purpose. And what I don't want to have to do is charge the damn things all the time. Admiral Price. I'd like Admiral Price in the game. Force Ghost Yoda. I think they could add Force Ghosts as like as an alternative. You know, as like kind of like datacrons. Like you can add various Force Ghosts can buff your teams in certain ways, but they're like really generic buffs. Because obviously Force Ghosts, unfortunately, are only like light side units. And I think that limits their scope quite a bit. Whereas if you had like Force Ghost Yoda would provide, you know, flat stat boosts or does a particular, grants a unique to the team or something like that. It would be great if that was like more generic buffs that you can just mix and match in any team. To be fair, Darth Bane works perfectly fine on his own. Well, not on his own. Darth Bane lead with one Sith. You also have 2 Loth cats. I do. Those cats are the best. Do you think I should start grinding JMK or Bo-Katan Mandalore? Depends. Do you have Commander Ahsoka Tano already? Because Cat is kind of a requirement. Like, JMK without Cat is kind of terrible. And Bo-Katan Mandalore is much easier to get. You'll be able to get Paz with a Mandalorian Lightspeed token relatively soon. Something to consider. Oh, Kaladin. I didn't realize that was you, dude. I think it's because it's got a... I'm seeing the ats on YouTube. I'm seeing the ats on YouTube. Yeah. Been lurking, just unlocked Bane week after layer. Oh my god. Yep, you've got a lot of things to level up. Any Force Ghost gives infinite undispellable foresight. Weren't there dark side ghosts in KOTOR? I think there was like the spirit of Exar Kun, wasn't there? I can't remember. It's been a long time since I played KOTOR. Ever at Relic 7 with all the Zetas? You talking about Cat? And tough. There are no wrong answers. I would say I would lean more towards JMK. GLs are generally better. Bo-Katan is still a great team. You've got all... If you don't have Paz, I would just wait for the Lightspeed token for Paz. Save yourself the Kyrotech, save yourself the Zetas, unless you're swimming in both. Grey Jedi tag and more Grey Jedi? We don't have any Grey Jedi. I mean, I don't think Grey Jedi is even a... like... Is that even canon in Star Wars? Is Grey Jedi actually a thing? Or is that something that we made up? Should we give the Lightspeed token to Paz Vizla or IG12 on Grogu? In my opinion, you give it to Paz, because Paz has got 2 Zetas and IG12 has got 1. So you save yourself... Oh, that was Mr. Scrubbles. You save yourself a Zeta by going for Paz. If I have neither. Currently fanfiction? Right. I hit the 4 million GP through half of Conquest. Would I be eligible for Proving Grounds? Yes, you should be. I think so. I'm pretty sure Proving Grounds just requires 4 million GP. You might need to make sure you finish this Conquest to unlock hard mode, but... I think we're getting a new Obi-Wan to pair with the new Vader in the next batch of characters. I don't think so, but I'm open to it. Grey Jedi is made up, but it's also expanded universe stuff. Is it actually? I didn't realize that. I thought it was just fanfic stuff. My 2026 plan is Slacker in January, Reva Ready Inquisitors in mid to late February, Bo-Katan Mandalore in mid to late May. I do have a few months unaccounted for, got to figure out how to fill them. You'll work it out, Red. I thought Luke was considered a gay Jedi. Yeah, well, I mean, didn't he marry Mara Jade? So... Gemini AI said IG12 because it's 20 fleet energy farm, but Paz is a 12 regular energy. I think that's so what you're trading there is time to grind the shards as opposed to other benefits in gear and Zetas. Like, do you care about the time it takes to get the character? Because realistically, you're not actually getting it in any less time or any more time. You know, like the shard farm is still the shard farm. Unless you're going to start refreshing Paz and not refreshing Grogu. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you should look at the energy farm. That's inconsequential. Now, if it was like 8 energy Cantina node, fair enough. But a hard farm is a hard farm. You either do your 5 sims or you refresh the node. That's nice, Red. Yeah, I still think that CG need to bring out an alternative method of people to unlocking Cam, because he's a pain in the ass. Who would I R10 between Leia and Bane, or neither? Probably Leia. I would say neither, more than Leia or Bane. They're both good choices, don't get me wrong. My top choice would be Rey, actually, over those, but maybe I'm biased. Cam is very solid, it's just no good guild does light side geo. Well, exactly. No guild does light side geo, because by the time you qualify and can do anything decent in light side geo, people just jump to rote. They just jump to rote. I do think that Cam needs to be introduced to the Geonosis missions. Or the Cam mission on Geonosis in rote should reward Cam shards if you don't have a 7-star Cam. Hey, Dalman, thank you so much for the resub. 9 months, my brother. Appreciate you. So basically, unless you can get each new character to the same level, you'll do worse per character, where you're meant to get... We're meant to get 65. Yeah, eventually everyone will be 65, buddy. We talked extensively about the leveling system earlier in the stream, and how very misleading it is. You wish Cam got a DC? I'm not sure if he's ever had one in the past, but I'm always open to DCs. Hey, peace out, Pat. It's good chatting with you, brother. You need watch shards in early missions of rote, but I think ideally all of the TB shards are available on rote. It would be nice. I don't see how, when we're actively getting worse output with each character. Well, you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. Because, right? It's supposed to be first character Luke, yeah? You get him at error level 5 and he should be finishing at error level 15. That's where he should be finishing by the time you get IG90. If you've spent resources leveling up your Luke, you're actually kind of punished when IG90 comes out, because his error level is higher and the level of your summons scale to Luke when he's there, and when IG90 is in the team, it's going to scale to IG90 instead. So unless you spend money on IG90, because IG90 comes at 15, which should be the starting point for Luke, right? If you've taken Luke to 20, let's say, and IG90 is 15, you're actually getting a worse score. But you should only be at 20 if you spent. If you haven't spent, you're just getting a better result, because they're at the same level. And then you gradually push up and you bring them up equally. And then the next character comes out. And by the time we get whoever it is, Asajj or Chodo or whoever it is, right? It's not going to come at level 15. It's going to come at like level 20 or level 25 or whatever. And then you'll be able to go further inside of Coliseum, because everybody's going to be on the same level. You'll progress further. And then it'll be Barriss or Chodo or whoever comes, right? And it will slowly go step, 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 step. That's the way it's envisioned. That's the way it's designed to work. But as soon as you start spending money on a character to level them up artificially, then you are encouraged to spend money on the new character to bring them up to an equal level. And this is a thing that I really don't like about this system. You know? You don't need hard hard PK. You don't need hard conquest to unlock to do proving grounds. You only have easy and normal unlocked, as I don't do conquest. Thank you, Power. Good to know. I can't raise IG to the same level as Luke. Yeah. And on my free-to-play, my IG is higher than my Luke. Then the IG and the Luke should perform better in the IG squad. Like on your free-to-play, right? But what level is your Luke in your main account then? IG90 has made me perform better in Coliseum, not worse. I'm dealing more damage than I was before, so I don't know where this whole worse output idea comes from. It's only worse if your IG is lower level than your Luke, basically. Hey, peace out, Power. Good chatting, dude. Yeah, that's kind of the long and short of it. It's a weird system. It was a weird choice, but it's the one that we've got. Luke is 12 and the free-to-play IG is 15. Yeah. So the free-to-play account, I assume you perform better with IG. If you take in Luke and IG, I bet you perform better than if you just took in Luke. Whereas on the main, I'm guessing your Luke is higher than your IG, right? You spent initially, you have I have large quantity of mats. For IG today, I only needed credits, and I used 2 400 crystals. Both are now level 36. Nice. My IG has a little lower than my Luke, but I've closed the difference. They're both level 29 concurrently. Yes, I did spend on Luke, but I do regret it. I'm not spending any more money on the error system. Fair. I think... I'm not sure what mine is. What is mine? 27, 28, something like that. I didn't spend any... Yeah, so my Luke is 28. My IG90 is 27. I spent crystals to get Luke up initially. And I've bought the shards. So I've got a 7-star Luke and a 6-star IG90. I'll get the characters to 7 stars. I'm not interested in spending real-world cash for what is Coliseum rewards, essentially. I don't want to do that. I'll have to think about whether I'm going to spend real-world cash to unlock Maul at the end of it. But I'd rather do that at the end and save myself just pissing money up the wall, basically. Apparently now you can also, in the shop, apparently they've changed it and you can now get different... Yeah, so you can actually get the second set of error materials now for crystals. So you can get them now, level 16 to 25, for crystals, whereas previously you could only do that with money. They've now basically unlocked this pack for crystals. It's really sneaky of them. Really sneaky. Because obviously that doesn't really help me right now because I've gone further. So the only way for me to go further again is money. Whereas they've got a catch-up mechanic and crystals in place after the point where, you know, it's not going to help me anymore. It's cheeky. So, yeah. And I imagine... So, look, this is Luke. This is Luke's error, right? This is IG90. So I'm guessing this will be either Choda or Asajj. Choda or Asajj. Inquisitor Barriss. Vader. And then this here. These levels. Only available through cash. Well, I believe actually the 8s you can get. But the 7s you can't. 7s don't exist anywhere currently. You hate the RNG in Colosseum getting dazed or not? Yeah, that's kind of like the big equalizer. It's kind of like the big equalizer. Who have I got in my... Oh, no, not leaderboards. Not the leaderboards! Who have I got in my bracket? Ersky, Sanholu, Fredbird, Mesixeben, Sia Granta 7263, Boo, and Rambo. Sick. How big are these boys? 15 mil? 13.8? 13.8? 14 mil? 14.3? 14.6? There's me. I'm at 14.4. And 16 mil. We're up. 16.1. Interesting to see the widespread of R10 tunes in your bracket. Yeah, has my dude spent his R10? He's done a little bit of whaling. He's got an R10 DR. So my opponent has got R10 Levy. I don't think this guy's spent his, is he? I don't see any R10s here. So no R10 on Sky. San Hulu. Really annoys me that it also goes to the error units. R10 DR. Fredbird. Freddy Bird. I wanna fly, yeah, Fred Bird. He's got an R10 Ray. He's got R10 Ray. What kind of a stats you got over here, buddy? 220k on the health, 522 speed. I mean, I expected more. I expected more from the R10 Ray. When do we get new shards in Coliseum? Every error, Steelhawk. Every error. R10 on DR or any fleet commander feels misplaced, but I don't know enough about the inner mechanics to say that for certain. So our guild mandated R10 DR, but that is because we are TW sweaty tryhards. So we've done R10 DR. It doesn't necessarily change the matchup in a massively meaningful way. It just strips a little bit of banners. That's kind of it. Just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. M6-7. What is he rocking? Any R10s? Any R10s? Don't think so. No R10s on him. Sia Granata. R10 DR. R10 DR is the most common one in my bracket right now. This guy hasn't even logged IG90. It's not logged in today. No R10s there. What about Rambo? No. Must be Holden. Holden D's nuts. What's the best way to grind out the dots quest for the Ezra token currently using Vader? If you've got Tuscans, go into any team that generates a little turn meter in Conquest. You'll do it in one battle. The last guy had R10 extra Ezra Exile, did he? Did I just miss it? Not this guy then. Guy before? Was it Boo? No, that's also R9. Ezra Exhale. Like, the fleet commanders aren't bad to R10. I didn't want to imply that. I just assumed that a GL would be smarter. I personally think they are, but, you know. It has been nice being able to just auto every fleet battle. That has been quite nice, but I don't know if that in itself is worth it. I don't know if that in itself is worth an R10. What is my ally code? 816-933-933. This is me. This is Sir Scribble the Brave. I'm at 14.4 mil. You went into a dark side mission with solo Canderous and just hit auto until it was done? Fair. Yeah, I've got a very easy ally code to remember. 816-933-933. I feel like that's super easy. Yeah, Stan, I don't tend to do them, buddy. I don't tend to do them. I don't really have the... I don't have the drive to do roster reviews. Like, Nooch does roster reviews. He's become known as, like, the roster review guy. He makes good money doing it. I don't know, I just don't find... I find it hard to do it, you know? I find it hard to do it. Now, if I could do drunk roster reviews, that would be a different thing. That would be a different thing. You know? If I could get like 10, 20 bucks for doing a drunk roster review, I would do that. You have 2 hondos in one squad. This is getting out of hand. This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of me. It sounds perfect. Only I can be greater than myself. Freedom and thanks for everyone. Hey, good night, George. Friday drunk roster reviews? No, it can't be on a Friday night. Friday nights are already held for their crazy levels of madness. I think my biggest regret in Swigger is that I didn't rush Executor at first. It was a thing when I first created my account and I ignored it, so I got Malak and Jedi Knight Luke. There are no ways. Roster roasts? Yeah, we could do roster roasts. If I ever made a second account, I'd approach the beginning very differently. Yeah, I mean, yeah. When people learn the game a little bit, it does change the way that you farm. Certainly does. Certainly does. Ba ba ba. All right, you had until I finish my whiskey, guys. This is the last sip. It's been a pleasure chatting with you gentlemen this evening. We've sat here and we shot the ship for 2.5 hours. You've all been wonderful company. I do appreciate your time tonight. We'll be back tomorrow for GAC, which we're probably going to kick ass, take names, maybe fail because our mods are shit. But at least it's been real, right? It's been real. If you could like the stream before you leave, that would be fantastic. And I don't know. Phone your mum, she misses you. You enjoy rosters with a wild trait to them, akin to my Leviathan pre-4 million, but as time went on, I'm no longer before 4 million, and thus my account isn't as unique. Yeah, that does happen. Hey, peace out, guys. Peace out. Big love, big love, big love.